jumps into his room but keeps filming. Boy, did this kid pick a good night to have his phone.
Oh, what's up guys, it's your boy Zillo back in another video. Today we'll be reacting to scary stories on TikTok. So grab your blanket. Okay, oh yeah, I have to react to it first. Let's get this started. Please guys, if you guys are really scared of scary stuff, right, please don't watch this video, because it's gonna be one scary video.
2006, a group of cave divers decided they wanted to film a documentary in one of the most dangerous caves in the world. But only a few hours into their descent, and a freak storm erupts on land, collapsing the entrance to the cave. In order to avoid the huge falling rocks that were coming off the ceiling, they were forced to swim through one of the uncharted sections of the cave. After they've been diving for over an hour, they luckily come across this island in the middle of a tunnel, where they set camp and wait to be rescued. After 48 hours and no sign of a rescue, the cameraman actually starts filming in case they don't make it out of there. At the same time, one of their crew members does something very stupid. If you ever find yourself in this situation...
Guys, do you think that's true? Damn. Shit.
I can confirm that this is a true story. In 2004, a 16-year-old boy who was staying with a friend in their cabin up in New Hampshire was having a hard time falling asleep. Around 3 a.m., he was still awake, and he remembers thinking how eerily quiet and totally pitch black the house was. And that's when he heard it. The front door opens and someone comes inside and begins walking through the house down the hallway right outside of his door where it stops. The door opens and the boy is instantly petrified because in walks this tall, shadowy figure that marches to the center of the room and then bows onto the ground and disappears. The boy stays up all night, terrified that this thing's gonna re-emerge and just look at him. Finally, he hears his friend's mom making coffee in the kitchen, so he runs out to tell her what happened. The whole time he's explaining what happened, she's just looking at him with sympathy in her eyes. And finally she says, "My husband visited me last night too." Her husband was dead, and I was that 16-year-old boy.
It was you? Oh. Damn.
This is why you should
not this video
always
again.
lock your
Not
doors.
this video again.
Boy, did this kid pick a good night to have his phone out filming. In 2008, a teen decided he wanted to film himself playing the very creepy Midnight Game. In a nutshell, you turn off all the lights in your house and you walk around from midnight to 3:33 a.m. And if at any point you stop moving, the Midnight Man will attack you. Around 2 a.m., the kid thinks he hears something in the kitchen, but he also thinks his mind's just playing tricks on him because he is playing this game. But he goes to check it out anyways. When he gets downstairs, he doesn't hear anything, but he does see that his door is now open. And when he goes to shut it, someone pushes back. He sprints away, goes upstairs, jumps into his room, but keeps filming. Boy, did this kid pick a good night to have his phone out filming. In 2008, a teen decided he wanted to film himself playing the very creepy Midnight Game.
No, this is one of the scariest stuff ever.
That's a body. That's a body, bro. What does it feel like? That's a body, bro.
This
is
really
why you
scaring
should
me.
always trust your gut. In the 1970s, a young couple decided to go for a late-night hike in the woods. A couple minutes into their walk, and the man remembers thinking, something's not right. He tells his girlfriend, but they just decide to ignore it and keep going, until he steps on something that felt really soft, like it was alive.
Nope, I'm skipping
Believe
that
it or
video.
not, this is a well-documented, true story. In 1947, an American ship picked up a horrifying distress signal coming from an unidentified vessel. The first transmission was all officers, including the captain, are dead. The next transmission was the whole crew is dead. The last transmission was I die, and then silence. The Americans trace the signal back to a ship that's drifting off in the middle of the Indian Ocean. They quickly assemble a rescue team who boards the ship. They
These videos
find
are so
the entire
scary.
crew has perished, in the exact same position. They are on their backs with their hands up as if fighting with some unseen force, and they look like this. There was no physical damage to the bodies or to the ship itself. However, even though it was 100 degrees outside, it was 40 degrees on the ship, and the bodies were rapidly decomposing. As soon as they tie up the ship to tow it in, it explodes, and then it sinks. To this day, no one knows what happened inside of that ship. Some say it was a chemical leak. Others aren't so sure.
Let me go Google
Believe it or not, this is a...
You guys just Google the thing from... Okay guys, I'm Googling it. Let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see what's gonna pop up.
I don't know, bro. He said he wouldn't do it.
It was a ghost ship.
What do you mean he wouldn't do it? Santa said he won't.
Shut up, Logan Paul!
This Christmas.
Thank you. Yeah, guys, I listened to Logan Paul. Yep. I thought it was gonna be fake, but it's true. If you guys want me to check out the video in my next reaction, please just drop a like and subscribe. It's gonna be a very scary one. We'll be checking it out. It's for 2018. There's one for 2019. We'll be checking it out for 2018 or 2019. So please, guys, drop a like and tell me if I should do it. It's gonna be one scary video. So let's go back in the video.
Looking photos that have a disturbing backstory, Part 8. This shadow is permanently etched on the steps of Hiroshima following the nuclear explosion that killed over 70,000 people. The boy in this photo is Estevan Reiner. The Nazis who took his photo made him put this uniform on, smile for the picture, and knew exactly what his fate would be. 2 weeks later, he was killed in a gas chamber. A similar story for this girl whose photo was just taken by a Nazi photographer after Germany had just invaded Poland. You can tell by her smile that she had no idea what was to come. This photo shows 3 young girls smiling together for a selfie. On the right-hand side of the photo, you can see a light, which is the headlight of a train which hits them moments later. While this photo appears to be just an ordinary large-class photo, the 2 boys at the top left are responsible for the Columbine High School shooting, which at the time was the worst high school shooting in American history and killed 12 students and 1 teacher. Normal-looking photos.
This is why you should always look under the toilet seat before you sit down. In 2003, over a 5-day period in London, 3 women showed up to hospitals with the same mysterious symptoms. They say they woke up with these horrible bite marks on the backs of their legs, and then while they're at the hospital, they become paralyzed and die. Despite their similar symptoms, the women had nothing in common except that they had recently been to the same pub. Authorities immediately shut it down and do a thorough search inside of the pub, but can't find anything deadly, until one of the detectives goes to use the pub's bathroom. As he's about to sit down, he thinks he sees something moving in the toilet, so he gives it a little kick. Hiding in the toilet was one of the world's largest and most poisonous spiders, the Brazilian wandering spider, and now they need it.
I don't know. You're gonna come through there.
This is why you should always look under the toilet.
Crazy Ways People Have Died, Part 1. In 2010, a man named Sam Ballard was dared by his drunk friends.
Remember, your Amazon Alexa is always listening. In 2018, a girl named Alexa came home to her apartment to find her creepy stalker landlord in her kitchen. She screams and threatens to call the cops, and he just smiles and says, "I was just checking in on you," and leaves. Feeling totally sketched out, she spends the next few hours down the hall in her friend's apartment before finally going back to her room to go to bed. That night, she woke up to her Amazon Alexa responding to someone in the room. It said, "I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Did you say I'm watching you?" The girl instantly turns on her lights and looks around, but no one's there. So she unplugs Alexa and is about to go back to sleep when she hears what sounds like a man grunting in her closet. As she's staring at her closet, her Alexa turns back on. Remember,
these are one scary stories. Please check out my TikTok. It's a very dope TikTok. And I don't know what I was doing here. Like, for real. Just check it out. I don't know what I was doing there, guys. Please, guys, check out my TikTok. There are a lot of cool TikToks. There are a lot of cool TikToks. You know, you feeling me? I like the view.
You do?
Yes.
Yep. This is my TikTok. Please check it out.
Bitch, I got it out.
Please guys, go check out my TikTok and please drop a like and subscribe. Adios.